everyone, my name's Serena. Welcome to my first ever CapCut tutorial on how I edit my Instagram Reels. Checking my vital sign, my battle lines, going to war again. Feeling the rhythm inside of my chest, all I need. For this very first video, I'm just gonna do a general overview of what it looks like to edit a video from start to finish, what goes through my head, why I pick certain clips, why I place things in certain areas. So my thought process was I could make this into more of a series because there is a lot that goes into making a video and I obviously can't fit everything into one video. And that being said, I have been doing this for a very long time. So things that seem easy to me might not be common sense to a lot of people. So that's where I want to put this out there. And if there's certain things you want a video on, I am more than happy to do that. But I'm just going to take you through start to finish what my thought process is when I edit a video. I'm using CapCut. This is what the timeline looks like. I know a lot of people edit on their phones. I much prefer editing on PC. I think it's a lot more organized. You don't have a bunch of stuff on your phone. Sometimes I just need a break from my phone, and just to put everything onto a laptop just feels like a weight off my shoulders. So this is what the timeline looks like. This is where all the video editing happens. So this is where all the video clips go. This is where any of the text goes. And then this is where any sound effects or music lives. So I'm gonna play the first 5 seconds of this video. I don't wanna get copyrighted, so I don't know, we'll see what happens, but I'll just play it really quick. Checking my vital signs, my battle lines, going to war again. Feeling the rhythm inside of my chest, all I need is just a pen, I know. Perfect. Okay, so I filmed this video this morning. I filmed it and it took me about 45 minutes to edit it, so it wasn't too long. And once you get good at this, it's quick. So every single video of mine, it's the same. It's fast at the beginning, and then we get into clips, still fast, but not as fast. So my general rule of thumb is to do about 6 to 9 clips at the beginning that are quick. Let me just move this over here. So for example, this clip is 0.2 seconds, and they are all going to be 0.2 seconds. Something I love to do as well, if you can see, the video actually zooms in ever so slightly, and every single one does that. It has a slight zoom in, which I think is very appealing, especially when you're scrolling. To have this zoom in like that, it just adds something to the video. This is just all the text. So I have my 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. I have a little animation on there. Same thing with episode 4 that comes in. Morning diaries, it comes up. Now I have an alarm clock here, so I added the alarm clock sound. And then I have some typing. So that's the first bit of this video. Now I like to tell a story, you know, you turn off your alarm, you're opening your blinds, just movement. I like movement. So I'm falling here, I'm falling backwards, and this goes into a clip of me putting down. So it's kind of like falling, both, you know, you're falling, but then your clothes are also falling right after. So it's a smooth transition. So I place all of my clothes down. And then this was a fun clip I did this morning. I just used a mask. I can do a tutorial on this, but it's just me in the screen twice. And then following that, this was, again, fairly easy. I just put my tripod up. Sometimes I like to film the whole process of me making the bed. This morning I was like, you know what, we're not gonna film that for storage sake. We're just gonna open and close the door. So I set up my tripod, I pressed record, closed my door, shut off my recording, went back in my room, made my bed, and then I just pushed the door open, showed my bed. This part, this is me. I take creatine every single morning. So again, basic editing, just dropping my creatine into the cup. Again, keeping the tripod in the exact same spot the entire time is very important. Make sure the focus is on the cup. And then again, these are really short clips. All you want is the action movement. So you have the pour here, you have me dropping that, it goes right into the water, going into the cup. And then again, right into it, closing the lid. action, pulling away. Now from here, elevator, again, movement, there's movement. So this is a very, very boring shot, but I made sure that I caught it where the elevator was moving, so to the eye, there's a little bit of movement. Now this is just me at the gym. Again, some B-roll shots. These are just really, really good to have, just recording like aesthetic little clips like that. And again, you can see I zoomed in on each of these shots. They either zoom in, zoom out. There's just movement happening. Because my phone is stagnant, I like to have a little bit of a zoom in, zoom out in these quick clips. Yeah, pretty basic stuff. It's just all about being creative with it. Just think about, you know, how can I position my camera? Like, watch what other people are doing. You see this clip, you can go to the gym now and you can do the exact same thing and recreate it with yourself. Now this is pretty much the exact same thing as at the beginning. I'm just placing things into the screen. Again, keep the tripod exactly where it is. Don't bump it. You need to make sure it stays in place. And you can see that every single clip, there's no dull moments. I make sure that every single clip, there's something going on, whether that's the bowl coming in, I'm placing this strainer, now I'm placing this holder, I'm placing this wooden spoon, I'm placing the frother, I'm placing something. And then I'm dumping, and then I dumped, but then I thought, okay, let me just take my tripod, move it down and under. So I moved it under, and then I thought that this was a very, very unique shot. So it's all about kind of just getting different angles. And again, I don't know what I'm doing necessarily before I film. It kind of just comes to me as I film. But now you watching this, you know, okay, if I'm doing something like that, I can stop, I can move my camera. A shot from below of something falling is likely going to be a very cool, unique shot. Same thing here, I was pouring the milk. I stopped pouring the milk. I moved my camera so that I was facing up top because I thought pouring would be a good shot. This is all the same stuff, so I just placed my 2 ice trays, popped them in, picked some action shots, showed the little ice cube because they're cute little roses. Again, you can see this is zooming in ever so slightly. And then this entire clip also zooms in, which you can see. So every single piece of this, action, action. And then you can be fun with it too. I made a mess, but it's good for the video. I put my straw in there, I'm moving it around, we're making a mess, but it makes for a cool shot in my opinion. This is the same thing, action, action, action. Turn on the shower and you can see I love to zoom in. You can see that slight zoom in. It's here too, a slight zoom in, a slight zoom in. We're lighting a candle. Again, we're telling a story. So we had our matcha in the morning. After our matcha, we went and had a shower, I guess in between. And then when we came out, we were back in our pajamas. We lit a candle. Our matcha's still there. And then we end with me opening up my book and placing some stickers. So let me know what you guys want to see. If you want a tutorial on certain things, I can show you how to zoom in, zoom out. I can show you how to put text on the screen. I can show you why, for example, this one I did a compound clip. So it's a bunch of different clips that I put into one. Why do I do that? How do you speed up clips? How do you slow down clips? Let me know. I'm more than happy to explain how I do all of this, how I organize everything as well. I think is huge. I'll show you over here. So all my timelines are here. So I've filmed a few. So this would be like a Friday reset. I have this timeline here. I have a 5 a.m. routine. I have this one here. But I also have all of the footage organized into these folders, which helps a lot. And I find that you can't really do that on an iPhone. So that's why I love to do this on a MacBook. One more thing I forgot to say as well is it's really, really helpful to put the music into your timeline as you're editing, because then you can match the beats to your clips, which is exactly what I did here. You can hear it. So I just love trying to match the beat to things changing. I think it really adds to the video and it just feels more inspiring. It feels more engaging. So I think I'm gonna end that here. Let me know what you guys want to see, what you want help with, if you want me to show you exactly how I do the intro, the outro, absolutely anything. I'm just gonna keep throwing stuff up and seeing what you guys want and what I can help with. Other than that, I think we'll end it here and I will see you guys in the next tutorial. Bye.